Now, what about Sam Pittman in Arkansas? Again, he's another one. You don't have a ton of track record because he's only been a head coach for 2 years. But I know the model was not in love with him last year. Obviously, a much better year this year. How does the model grade out the job Sam Pittman's doing? And how about, I was also curious, his coordinators, Barry Odom and Kendal Briles. What's your model think of his two coordinators as well?
Sam Pittman, when he was hired, I tell people who kind of follow me to really rally behind Sam Pittman and that staff because although he had not been a head coach before coming into Arkansas, I saw the staff that he had hired in Kendall Briles and Barry Odom and some of their support staff was really really good.
Mm-hmm.
He built it the right way at Arkansas, and he stays out of the way and lets his coaches coach. And he is kind of the recruiting face of the program. Which is, if you know anything about Sam Pittman, he's a top-notch recruiter. He was at
Mm-hmm.
Georgia. He's a top-notch recruiter. So I really like what he's doing at Arkansas. He had a good season. He had a top 35 season for a head coach at Arkansas. The defense, the offensive coordinator, Kendall Briles is one of my favorite in the country. He had the 45th best offense in the country last year, but you take that and the scope of him playing against the SEC West with the talent level that Arkansas has, which isn't he's a bottom 2 or 3 recruiter in that division. That's pretty spectacular. They better hold on to Kendall Briles tight. 'Cause I think there's some teams coming for him in the off season.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the top-notch offensive coordinators in the country, and he's a guy you hold on to with. You give him as much money as it takes to keep him there. Same can be said for Barry Odom. His defensive performance this year was also outstanding. It was really really good for the talent level. I wouldn't say outstanding, but for Arkansas levels of the past few years, he did a very good job. They need to keep this staff together as long as they can because it's going to give them a chance to be an 8-9 win team in the SEC West and be a thorn in the team's side. I don't know if Arkansas recruits to a level where they're ever or where we could ever seriously consider them, upending Alabama or upending some of the other teams in that division. But they can be that team that nobody wants to play week in and week out, and I think that's what Arkansas fans like to see.
Yeah, and you talk about what they face. I mean, my goodness, I don't know who at Arkansas pissed off the SEC, but they've had to play Georgia 2 years in a row. I mean,
I know.
give them a break. You know what?
Yeah, and he took that schedule, where you had to play Georgia, had to play A&M, and had to play LSU, and I know LSU was a little bit down this year, but still LSU, and had to play Auburn, had to play A&M. I mean, he did not get a break this year. He had played at Ole Miss. He had played He played Texas early. I mean, and he took that schedule and went 8-4. I mean, that's just impressive. That's just impressive. Like I said, they got to keep that staff together as long as they can, paying what they need to be paid to stay there in Fayetteville and just be a thorn in people's sides because that's exactly what they are right now.